Hello. So, are you struggling with character skills in your children? Talking about perseverance, patience, forgiveness, empathy, self discipline, and all of that. You just feel, oh, you are repeating yourself too many times and it's not just working. Hey, let me teach you one effective strategy to help you instill any character skill in your children. It's not the only one, but this has to be the most effective one. All you need is to relax, watch this video from the beginning to the end. That's the first thing you need to do. The next thing you need to do is to subscribe, of course, if you are new here. And the next thing you need to do is to practice. Go out is actionable. I'm giving you practical tools. So it's something you want to get it immediately. And then you come back and thank me. Don't forget to come and thank me when you are seeing results. So let's go right into it. So welcome back. Let me ask you, have you heard of family theme before? Normal theme, THEME. Something, a theme for your family for the entire month. Something that is going to be the foundation of your choices, your style, your behavior, your interactions for the entire month. Now, if your children are struggling with certain behaviors or certain character skills and you want to instill in them, I always say that you just don't backload them. You take it one after a time. Now, this is why in school, children start with ABC before they start spelling. So you want to take it one after the other. You want to identify one character at a time that you actually want your children to learn. So what you want to do is to take your month and theme it. This is our month. Our theme for this month is forgiveness. It simply means that everything we are going to be doing in this month, forgiveness is at the center of it. Now that is character theme. Now, some experts say it takes about 21 days to get into a habit. Imagine if you are able to consistently run with your theme of forgiveness for the entire month. It means that by the end of the month, your children would have significantly internalized forgiveness and learned a great deal how to forgive themselves, people around, and their family members. So what can be your theme? Your theme can be any character skill you actually want your children to learn. It can be something they are struggling with. It can be something they already have, but you want them to have it in double dose. It can be curiosity. It can be taking initiative. It can be responsibility, respect, politeness, empathy, forgiveness, perseverance, patience. You just want to look at themes, character skills that are important to your family, especially character skills that align with your vision. I always say, if you have been following me enough, you will know that I am big on parenting with a vision. So it has to be a character skill that aligns with your parenting vision. So like I said, it can be any character skill. And if I haven't said this, let me say it now. Some experts say it takes about 21 days to get into a habit. Now imagine if you actually themed your month and you are able to follow everything I'm going to be teaching you today. You are able to run with that theme for the month. It simply means that within the space of 1 month, your children would have significantly internalized that skill. They would have learned it. Your skill, you take it one at a time. You take one skill this month, and if they have learned it for the 30 days or 31 days they are in a month, next month you take another theme again. It can be generosity. It can be gratitude. I think I am saying it now. I love the gratitude. It can be gratitude. It can be open-mindedness. It can just be seeking to know. It can just be empathy. It can be listening, because listening is a skill we need. Many people don't know how to listen. It can be listening, where you teach them a lot of things they need to know. So your theme for the month can just be anything. It can come from the angle of your religion, talking about Bible-based themes, it can just be anything, really. The idea is for you to identify those character skills that are important to you as a family, that are important to your family vision, to helping your child becoming the adult you want your child to be, or the child should be, really, and begin to use your monthly theme to teach it. So let me talk about the importance of having a family theme. First of all, it builds skills in your children. If you're able to run with it, if you're able to practice it, at the end of the day, it builds skills in your children. It makes you more intentional as a parent because you are more conscious. You are conscious because you are going to live by it. You are going to model it. You are going to teach them that it's actually possible. So it actually makes you more intentional. It makes you more conscious. Secondly, it sets an atmosphere for everyone, for the choices you make. So everyone is just literally on the same page. Everyone is on the same page. You have the same goal to strive towards at the end of the month. So everyone is on the same page. So it's really beneficial. Plus, it's a bonding activity. When you're having a discussion, you actually bond. It gives your children time to talk about what they want because you're going to have it as a conversation. We are going to get to that. And last benefit I'm going to share with you is that it makes you work as a team. Everyone is accountable. So when you're having it, for example, you are going to tell your children that, okay, if I'm sleeping, please do well to call me back. So it actually makes them look out for each other. They look out for you, you look out for them, you look out for everyone looks out for each other. So it makes the family accountable for themselves so that now, the more you have family themes every month, the more they know they are going to look out for each other, they are accountable to each other, the more they learn to watch out for each other. So in the future, someone is making a choice that is not so, that doesn't really align with your family value or family vision, one of them is going to say, hey, this is not it. This is not it. So let's talk about how to have a family theme. Like I said earlier, you want to look at the characters your children are struggling with, or something you want them to build upon. It can be anything, really. So the first thing you want to do is to call for a meeting. After you have sat down, you have examined, you have looked at your family vision. If you do not have a family vision, you can reach out for help to create your family vision. I have materials for it. And in my parenting accountability community, the first thing we do is to create a family vision. So you actually want to join to create a family vision, to learn to create a family vision, or you want to reach out for resources that can help you create your family vision. Okay, that said, you actually want to sit down and look at the character skills that you need towards a family vision. After doing that, you want to call for a meeting. Like every other important decision you need to take in your family, you don't need to take it alone and impose it on your children, especially when your children are growing already. They're becoming preteens and teenagers. You know, you don't have to take decisions alone. You have to bring them together. It is called collaborative problem solving. You have to bring them together. Everyone imputes, everyone makes a suggestion, and that is how you decide what you want to run with. So that is the first thing you want to do. Call a family meeting and share the theme of the month. Now, you have to have a reason. Now, it is very important. Anything we are doing as a family, we have a reason. I always say to parents that you need to have a reason, because I said so will not hold water for a very long time. A time will come, children begin to question a lot of things. You know, whether the question is before you or behind you, you telling them the reasons why things are done lays a foundation for them. When they begin to question, they have a foundation to question from. They have a foundation to actually understand. I always say I want to raise children who are open-minded, but I don't want to raise children who are blank, because it is when they are blank, anything can easily seep in. So you want to raise children who are open-minded, but not children who are blank. So you actually want to tell them the reason for the theme you are choosing. For example, if your theme for the month is forgiveness, you actually want to let them know that, okay, I have noticed that you have been bickering a lot these days. We want to, the theme of this month is going to be on forgiveness. We want to learn to forgive each other, and you tell them why. For example, I have a family value which is unity in love. So you want to tell them that, okay, for us as a family, we have unity in love, and for us to be united, forgiveness is key to unity. So that is why, so that is the first thing you want to do. You want to have a family meeting, and you want to tell them your theme, and tell them why. And of course, you let them to contribute. You allow them to contribute. It is not just, it is a conversation. which means you are talking, they are talking. You are not doing the talking. They are talking, you are talking, and everyone is listening and learning and deciding what is going to happen. Having a theme is one thing. Another thing is having it achieve its purpose. It's not just having a theme because it seems fancy or everybody's doing it, or Coach Robert said we should have a theme. No, you're having a theme because you have a purpose and you want that thing to actually achieve for you or your family. So how are you going to make it achieve your family purpose? Now remember, I said you are holding a meeting with your children. You are making sure your theme aligns with your values. And your value, of course, must align with your vision. You just don't take some random values and say that's your value. Your value must align with your vision. So for your theme to serve its purpose, now the very first thing you want to do is to note. I've talked about the reasons why you want that to be your theme. Is to note behaviors that actually promote that theme. Behaviors. Let's talk about forgiveness. You want to look at what does forgiveness mean practically, or not just forgive. What does forgiveness mean practically? So you want to look at things like, okay, when someone does something to you, you don't ignore them, you don't refuse to talk to them, or you don't begin to, yes, you can get angry at them, but as a family, we always need to express our anger in such a manner that we are not hurting the person's feelings. The person has hurt our feelings, good and fine, but two wrongs don't make it right. You know, even if two wrongs make it right, hurting the person's feelings back, what does that mean to us? It doesn't mean anything. It will help us on. It will help us unhurt our feelings. So, for lack of better words to use, you know, so you want to give them practical ways they can actually uphold that character theme for the month. Let me go into honesty, for example. You want honesty to be your theme for the month. So you want to tell them that honesty simply saying the truth, exactly what happened. That's one way for you to show honesty. When something happens, tell it exactly the way it happened. You know, when you make a promise, keep it. That is basically it. For example, my theme for May is thinking. With the thinking cap. Wearing your thinking cap, it simply means that we are going to allow our kids to think more, and we are going to model thinking to them. So we are going to look at, okay, what does it mean to wear your thinking cap? It simply means that whenever there is a situation, before you just go jumping for help, you act randomly, you need to always pause and think of, why is this? What could have happened? How can I fix it? So we have the basics for thinking, as we came up with what, why, and how. What is this? What happened here? Why did it happen? Because you need to understand why it happened before you can actually know how to fix it. So why did it happen? You know, then how can we fix it? Then we are looking at situations where they have a bit of struggle, or they have an errand to run. They're actually able to pause and wear their thinking cap before they proceed. Now, like I said, break behaviors down, everyday behaviors, to behaviors that they can easily identify with. It has to be age appropriate. Your theme has to be age appropriate. When you're having a discussion, by age appropriate, it simply means your children can identify this theme in their everyday behavior. Of course, there's no character skill they cannot identify. However, they need to be able to understand this. When you talk about patience, for example, it may sound abstract. It may sound abstract to them. So you have to make it age appropriate in such a manner that you break it down into everyday behaviors they can easily, readily identify. And then you have to, that is how to make it age appropriate. It has to be relevant to them. Relevant to them in the sense that when you explain to them the reason, they'll have to understand the benefit of it. They'll have to see how it has been working against them, why they need to actually develop it to work for them. Then they have to be able to identify the behaviors. You are not patient when I'm talking to someone, you are interrupting. So if our theme for the month is patience, it simply means that if I'm talking to someone, whether on the phone or face to face, you are not going to interrupt. It simply means that if someone is in the restroom, you are going to knock and not just barge in. It simply means that if someone offends you, you are not just going to hit, snap, or yell. You are going to be able to tell them calmly, tolerance. It simply means a whole lot of that. So apart from breaking down behaviors, what other ways can you use for them to internalize your theme of the month? One is you can see a movie together. Yes, as a family, see a movie together that actually talks about the theme of the month. We have a lot of cartoons you can Google, or you can search on YouTube. You see cartoons that teach character skills. You actually want to see it together and you analyze it, you talk about it. That's one. You can also want them to write a story together. Write a story about patience, write a story about forgiveness. They can do that together. They can share their everyday experiences. You can also share your everyday experiences, how you were not patient one day and things didn't work in your favor. You can share your everyday experiences. And this is the one I was supposed to say first. You can use Bible stories. I'm a Christian, use your religion book. So use Bible stories. Look for characters in the Bible that actually portray the character's trait you want to talk about. Look for the characters in the Bible. Like we are teaching forgiveness, for example. You want to look at character of the parable of the man who was owing the judge some money, and the judge forgave him. The king some money, the king forgave him, and he was on his way. He saw a friend, someone that was owing him a little money that wasn't even up to the amount the judge forgave him, and he did not forgive that one. You can use a lot of Bible stories to actually teach the theme you want learned for the month. Use stories, use Bible stories, stories, use movies. If you have storybooks, use storybooks. If you have any book at all, use books. Use characters in history. We have Abraham Lincoln as honesty. We have Thomas Edison as determination. We have a whole lot of historic figures that actually we have Dora, the former DG NAVDAC, integrity. We have a whole lot of historic figures we can actually use. We have Fumilayo Ramsey, bravery. We have a boldness, bravery. We have a whole lot of stories you can also use. You can trace back to share your history or share stories of historic figure. Even people living alive today. It doesn't have to be people dead, people alive. You can use it to teach them everything or anything you actually want to teach them. Another fun way to teach this character skill you want them to learn for the month is for you to use vocabulary. Use words that are related to that words, nearest in meaning, synonyms. You can use, for example, we're looking at determination. You can use words like perseverance, and then persistence. I can't think of any right now. So you just use vocabulary, let them learn, let them learn. Another thing you want to use is a mantra. Just help them get a short mantra so that in the face of temptation, they are actually going to recall that mantra. Remind them that, hey, our goal for this month is forgiveness. Our goal for this month is to be able to think on our toes. Our goal for this month is patience, is perseverance. You want to get a mantra for them. And one other thing you want to use for them is affirmations. Yes, you want to create your monthly affirmation. So if you're a family, you don't have a monthly affirmation, you actually want to do this. Have a theme and create your family affirmation around the theme. So every morning before they go to school, before they step out, they actually repeat the affirmation. It tells them that, okay, this month is the month of patience in my family, is a month of tolerance in my family. So I'm peaceful, I'm calm. The month of forgiveness, I'm forgiving. I don't hurt people back. I don't revenge. I forgive people. I let it go. You just want to create affirmation that they can easily relate with, that is relevant to them. So I'll stop here for today. If you want more on family theme, or you want something on values, you can get it even at a deeper level in the video I have previously titled How to Raise Children Who Uphold Your Values. You want to check my previous videos and get that video. It is highly empowering. Thank you again for watching me. If you got value, do well to share. Use as your DP, as your status. Share to every parent you know in other communities, so that we all can get empowered to raise children in our vision. And not just that, A friend of mine will always say, no child is safe until every child is safe. It simply means that if you know something, you apply to your child alone, your child is going to go out into the world to interact with other children who may not have the empowered right. So what is going to happen? We have kidnappers today, armed robbers today, and all of that, blackmailers today, fraudsters today. So you may actually be saving a life by sharing this video. You may be saving a life in the future, because if very many parents are empowered, then we are going to have less drama in the society. Again, thank you for watching. Do well to share. My name is Enemy Rebel. Of course, I'm always here with you, and I'll be here with you again soon. Bye for now.